Most accountants out there will just file your return, send you a bill and call that job done. I got into this to do something completely different. My name is Mustafa and I work with sole traders, limited company owners, partnerships, and the people who actually care about building something real. I've never done one of these videos before, but I thought I'd put it out there to show you guys who the real person is behind the camera. So there's no tax calculations today, no spreadsheets or anything. It's just me talking about who I am, what I do and how I got into this place. And that's because I simply think before you trust anybody with your finances, especially taxes, you've got to know who you're dealing with. So if you've seen any of my content out there from the past couple of years and wondered who is this guy, then this video is for you. Now, I didn't necessarily plan to become an accountant sort of the traditional way. The practice, MSF Associates, my dad built it back in 2006 and he's been running it pretty well. And then I took over it. Now, a lot of people will just hear that and think, oh, he's just inherited a business and just taken over it. Fine, cool. But anyone who's actually done it before knows the truth behind it. Taking over a family business ain't an easy thing. You're not just learning accountancy, you're learning how to lead a team, you're learning how to manage clients who knew you when you were just a little child. And in the midst of all that, you're learning how to modernize something that someone else spent years building. And all of that while still trying to maintain our core values that were initially the foundations of this business. And honestly, the tension between the right way, the modern way, and the old ways that have been going on for many years in this business, that's where a lot of my thinking actually comes from. MSF has been running for well over 2 decades now. And in that time, we've worked with UK businesses from every single stage of business you could imagine. We've got people who are just started out to people who are exiting their businesses, people who are sole traders trying to figure out if limited company incorporation may make sense for them. And then you've got the general limited company owners who just don't understand why their tax bill is what it is. And they just want somebody to walk them through the numbers. So here's what I actually kept seeing again and again. Business owners, they work incredibly hard. They build up revenue, they build up a business, but they still feel like their accountant is just a back office function that just files the returns and sees them the following year. There's no conversation about structure, no conversation about what could be done to help mitigate taxes next year or lower them. There's no conversation about whether the way that they're extracting funds from their companies is actually costing them thousands in tax, or if there's even a better way behind it all. And you know, the frustrating part behind all of this is the strategies exist. The planning tools are all there, they're available online. Anybody can see them. They're not just exclusive to massive firms charging you 50k a year in fees, or they're just not being talked about. So I started putting content out because of that. I got tired of watching business owners finding out things 2 or 3 years too late. I got tired of them finding out years later that there was a better way back then that would have probably saved them taxes and made their life easier. And that if somebody just sat them down, spoke to them, had a normal conversation and walked through their numbers, they'd have kept significantly more of what they earn. And that's what this channel is. That's what I'm just trying to do. The clients that I work with, they're not all the same. They're not in one specific industry. And that's deliberate. Some are sole traders who've grown their income to the point where the tax bill is starting to sting them. And they just want someone who can help them understand their options before that tax bill is presented to them. Some are limited company owners who've got all the structures in place, but still ain't got a clue as to what they should be doing or what they can do. They don't know about how to efficiently extract income from their company. They don't know about pension contributions. They don't know about the salary and dividend strategy, or what happens to their tax bill and their profits should they reach a certain revenue threshold. And then there's some people who have had the same accountant for many years now, but they just had that nagging thought that they're not seeing the full picture here. But what all of these people have in common is one thing. They want to understand the number. They want to understand why their tax bill is what it is. They don't want to just be presented with a figure and be told pay this. They want to be in that room when these figures are being drafted, when the calculations are being done, and not handed a bill after the fact. And that's literally the kind of relationship we build with our clients. Everyone on the team at MSF is in on this. Conversations, not just compliance. I'll be honest about something. Good tax planning isn't about being clever or knowing all the tax loopholes or whatever. The stuff I talk about, your salary, your dividend split, pension contributions, gift aid, structure decisions, all of this is completely legal, HMRC approved, and anyone who's in UK can actually do this. Now, the difference between UK business owners who keep more in their pocket and those who just spend it all back on tax, it's not about having bad luck. And it's not about having a fancy firm behind you paying them premium fees. It's about having someone, a team who actually looks at your numbers, understands your business, understands your goals, and they ask you the right questions to give you the right answers, which therefore lead to reductions in your tax bills. And that's the standard we simply hold ourselves to here at MSF. We don't just file your return. We make sure that before anything is filed, whether even that's a simple confirmation statement, we make sure you understand what's being filed, why it needs to be filed, and the reasons behind everything. So if you've been watching my videos and something seems to have clicked, or if you've watched this video and thought, actually, I think I want a conversation with this guy, then there's a link in the description below. Click that, book in for a free discovery call with me. There's no selling on this call, no pressure, just an honest conversation to see if we can actually work together. Because honestly, we're not the right fit for every single business in the UK. And I'll tell you that on the call if that's the case. But if you're a UK business owner who's serious about your finances, serious about growth, and want somebody in your corner all year round, not just once a year, then that call is for you. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.